Okay, picture this.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like gliding along this beautiful trail up in Michigan, greenery everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing it super comfortably. Big smile, all thanks to an e-bike.
Hmm.
Sounds amazing, right?
It really does. Pure Michigan vibes.
Well, we've been looking into this really interesting resource. It's called the White Pine Trail e-bike planner.
Ah, yeah, the one from ChatGPT and Jason Deep Dive Lord.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do today, our mission really for this deep dive, is to boil it all down for you.
Exactly. Give you the absolute essentials. If you're thinking about this trip, or maybe even just dreaming about it, this is your shortcut.
Yeah, we've done the legwork, sifted through the details so you can get straight to the good stuff, the planning part.
And it's quite a trip we're talking about here. It's what, roughly 92 miles from Cadillac down to Grand Rapids?
92 miles, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing is, the planner points out it's mostly flat.
Right.
You know, some paved sections, some crushed limestone. Pretty much ideal terrain for an e-bike.
Definitely e-bike friendly.
Yeah.
And they even suggest heading south on it, right, for that little bit of a downhill grade.
Exactly. Which, over 92 miles, I mean, even a subtle downhill, you'll probably feel that.
Oh, for sure. Every little bit helps, especially with gear. It shows the planner's really thinking about the e-bike experience specifically.
Totally. Okay, so before we jump into the details, just a quick reminder, if you like what you hear, definitely hit like, subscribe, you know the drill.
And drop us a comment. Let us know what other topics you'd want us to tackle in a future deep dive.
Absolutely. Oh, and we might mention some gear later where it makes sense. We'll include affiliate links for those.
Good call. Okay, so let's unpack this trail. You're starting up in Cadillac, heading south. First little place mentioned is Tustin.
Tustin, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the planner calls it a tiny village, quiet and rural. Sounds peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Like a nice spot to just, catch your breath. It mentions a couple of places for food.
Right, the Village Grill and Mineral Springs Pizza Pub and Grill.
Huh?
Standard village fare, probably.
Yeah, sounds like it. And there's a bar, too. The Diamond Lake Lounge. Described as low-key and welcoming.
Kind of place you could just pop into for a quick drink, sounds like. Real local feel.
Exactly. Then, continuing south, you get to LeRoy.
LeRoy. Okay, what's the vibe there?
The planner says, charming small town with basic services. So, again, pretty relaxed.
Gotcha. And food.
Mentions Mr. Pibb's restaurant for casual comfort food.
Nice. Comfort food is always good on a long ride.
Definitely. And also, Traveler's Bar and Grill calls it a bar and grill classic.
So another spot for food and maybe a drink.
Yeah, though the planner kind of notes that the drink options there might be more basic, standard stuff alongside the food. So just something to keep in mind.
Good tip. Okay, so you keep riding south from LeRoy, and then here's where it gets really interesting. You hit Reed City.
Ah, Reed City. That's a big one on this route.
Yeah, it's about 25 miles south of Cadillac, apparently. And the key thing, it's the intersection with Pere Marquette State Trail.
Right, so that opens up possibilities.
Exactly. Like maybe the full 92 miles feels like a bit much right now. You could totally do a Cadillac to Reed City and back trip. That's 50 miles round trip. Still a fantastic e-bike adventure.
Yeah.
Gives you a real taste of the white pine.
That's a great option for a weekend, maybe? And Reed City itself seems to have a bit more going on refreshment-wise.
Oh, yeah. What's the planner say?
Well, it highlights the Reed City Brewing Company, a microbrewery. You can get some local craft beers there.
Okay, nice. That's always a plus after some miles.
For sure. Then there's the Buckboard Bar. Sounds like a casual place. Pool tables, hearty food.
Standard bar and grill type place.
Seems like it. And then for something maybe a bit more local color, Wright's Last Chance Saloon.
Ooh, what's the description there?
Described as having a true dive bar atmosphere.
Huh. Okay, so you've got choices in Reed City. Craft beer, casual bar food, or proper dive.
Pretty much covers the bases for that first, say, 25-mile leg. A good mix.
So all this talk about towns and trails.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean when you're planning your ride, like bike-wise?
Well, the planner suggests this route is really well suited for like a cafe cruiser style e-bike.
Okay, so think upright riding position.
Yes.
Comfort focused.
Exactly. The kind where you can easily look around, enjoy the scenery, not hunched over handlebars for hours. Perfect for this kind of leisurely exploring.
Makes sense. And the trail surface itself, that's important too.
Crucial, the planner breaks it down. Mostly paved from Cadillac to Big Rapids.
Okay, smooth sailing initially.
Yeah, and then crushed limestone after Big Rapids.
Right, so a bit more texture, maybe a bit bumpier later on.
Probably. It's good to know that up front, right?
Yeah.
Might affect how you feel, maybe tire pressure, that sort of thing. It just manages expectations for the ride feel.
Definitely. Now, for e-bikes specifically, a really key point, power management.
Oh yeah, absolutely vital on a long ride like this.
The planner strongly suggests packing a backup battery and a charger, obviously.
Honestly, I wouldn't even think about doing 92 miles without one. That backup battery is just peace of mind.
Totally. Imagine running out of juice, like 20 miles from your destination
Yeah.
and having to push that thing.
Nightmare scenario. Yeah, that extra power means you don't have to constantly stress about your battery level. Maybe take that little side detour you spot. It removes the range anxiety.
For sure.
Yeah.
What about places to stay along the way?
The planner touches on lodging options, mentions hotels in Cadillac, which makes sense if you want to stay the night before you start.
Maybe afterward.
Right. Then motels in Reed City, that could be a good midpoint stop if you're breaking up the journey.
Okay.
And it even mentions camping possibilities near Big Rapids. So you've got a range, depending on your style and budget, hotel, motel, or tent.
Good to have options. And you mentioned gear earlier. The planner suggests some specifics.
Yeah, some practical stuff. And again, we'll pop affiliate links in the show notes if you want to check these out.
Okay.
Things like a solid bike phone mount, essential for navigation these days, right?
Oh, definitely. Can't rely on trail signs alone sometimes.
Nope. A spare battery bag. Just something to protect that backup battery. Keep it safe and secure.
Good idea.
A compact first aid kit. Always smart. You never know.
Always. Basic cuts and scrapes happen.
Exactly. And a multi-tool kit for, minor adjustments on the fly. Tighten a bolt, adjust your seat, whatever.
Right. Those little things that can make a ride uncomfortable if you can't fix them. These are all geared towards just making the ride smoother, safer, more comfortable.
Pretty much. Just being prepared without weighing yourself down too much.
Okay, let's talk about the start and end points themselves. Cadillac and Grand Rapids.
Right, the bookends of the adventure. Cadillac as the starting point seems like more than just a trailhead.
Yeah, the planner calls it out for an optional overnight or pre-ride stay, which sounds like a good idea, actually.
Totally. Lets you settle in, maybe do a final bike check, grab a good meal, start fresh in the morning, less rushing.
And the food and drink scene there sounds pretty decent for gearing up or winding down.
Yeah, seems like quite a few highlights. Clam Lake Beer Company. Top craft beer and pub fare.
It's all promising.
Timber's restaurant described as cozy, diverse menu, steaks, pasta, seafood, kind of an all-rounder.
Okay.
Then there's Lakeside Charlie's laid-back lakeside dining. Nice views, probably.
On Lake Mitchell. And Burke's Waterfront, also with water views, serving breakfast through dinner.
So yeah, plenty of spots to get a good meal with a view before you even start pedaling.
Seems like it. What about less formal options? Any dive bars mentioned?
Yes. For the authentic local flavor seekers, Buck Snort Saloon.
Buck Snort Saloon. Love the name. What's the description?
Local flavor, rustic charm. And then another one called Sidetracks, described as unfiltered and full of character.
Okay, so Cadillac's got you covered, whether you want craft beer and nice food or just a no-frills local bar.
Looks that way. Good options to kick things off.
Right. Now, fast forward 92 miles.
Yeah.
You roll into Grand Rapids, the grand finale.
And what a place to finish. The planner rightly calls it a craft beer capital.
It really is, isn't it?
Absolutely. It strongly suggests checking out places like Founders Brewing Co., Brewery Vivant. I mean, the list goes on.
Imagine finishing that ride and celebrating with a flight of amazing local craft beers. Perfect reward.
The perfect reward. And it's not just beer either. Grand Rapids is a major foodie town.
Right, the planner mentions that too. Food options, from food trucks to fine dining.
So whatever you're craving after that long ride, a quick, tasty bite or a really nice sit-down meal to celebrate, you'll find it there.
It even jokes about getting a brewery hop pass to celebrate the trail finish.
Which sounds like a fantastic plan, frankly. A great way to explore the city and toast your accomplishment.
Okay, so let's kind of wrap this up. What we've done in this deep dive, basically, is take that White Pine Trail e-bike planner and give you the practical highlights.
Yeah, we looked at some key towns along the way, like Tustin, LeRoy, Reed City, what to expect there.
We talked about essential gear, things like managing your e-bike's power, the importance of that backup battery.
And the great food and drink scenes waiting for you at the start in Cadillac, and especially at the finish line in Grand Rapids.
It really paints a picture of a, very doable and potentially really rewarding adventure, especially with an e-bike making that distance more accessible.
It totally does. It opens up these longer trails to more people, which is fantastic. It's not some extreme endurance test. It's an adventure you can actually enjoy.
Absolutely. So here's a final thought for you to pedal on, as it were.
Yeah, nice.
As you think about maybe doing this White Pine Trail trip, what unexpected things might you discover? The little general store that's not in the planner, the scenic overlook you stumble upon, the interesting local you chat with at a stop.
Yeah, those unplanned moments are often the best part of any trip. What hidden gems might you find?
Exactly. We genuinely love to hear about it if you do write it. And of course, if this deep dive was useful, please do like, subscribe, maybe share it with a friend who likes biking.
And definitely let us know in the comments what else you'd like us to explore. We're always looking for new topics for future deep dives.
For sure. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into something interesting.